The stability ball, this is an excellent option if you're looking to add a little bit of variety to your exercise routine, and this is especially true if you want to engage the fine-tuning intricate muscles that provide better core stability. Now obviously it's not called a stability ball because it's stable, it's unstable, which forces you to be more stable when you do exercises on it. So, for example, just a basic, kind of rolling out here, the tendency is to fall and slide right off of this thing. And that's the case with a lot of the core stability exercises, but you use that as a way, again, to get those fine-tuning stabilizing muscles. So in this video, what I want to do is kind of show you, demonstrate 5 exercises that I personally think do a great job of getting key core muscles on the front side of your body and from different angles and on the back side of your muscles. So you kind of get a well-rounded blend of exercises. Now the first exercise is called a Swiss ball hamstring curl. So what you're gonna see, so I've got my heels kind of midway on the ball. What you really want to do is put your hands down into the floor. Press them down. That's what's going to help you stabilize. You'll get a lot of shoulder muscles involved to stabilize. And as I mentioned before, when you come up, the tendency is to slide right off this thing. So all of a sudden, your hamstrings, your glutes, your back, a lot of muscles are, we have to really be stabilized and keep the body from falling off this thing. So we come up, and this is what you want to do. You want to get your hips up first. My hands are pressed down, and then you squeeze in. And slow, and keep your hips up the whole time. One of the most common mistakes that I see with this is people kind of come up, but then they kind of, their hips are low or something like that there. So that's why I say put the heels on, come up, up, keep it up, and then squeeze in, keeping the hips up the whole time you squeeze in. You may be wondering, how many of these should I do? It's kind of like as with so many exercises, how many can you do? I like to say feel the burn and do a couple of more. But again, it's personalized depending what you're going for. But I think doing somewhere in the 12, maybe for you it's 15 or 20. Maybe you're falling off this thing and you can only do 6, 7, or 8 of these. So kind of find the correct amount for you, and that's going to go for all of the exercises. So that Swiss ball hamstring curl got everything in the back. Our hamstrings, it got our butt muscles, and our back muscles were acting as the stabilizers. So let's turn around and do a Swiss ball rollout, and this is going to get us more in the front stomach muscles. Again, I'm not doing crunches and sit-ups. I'm just stabilized. What you'll notice is my torso, my ribs, and my pelvis are going to be locked in place. There's no movement coming from this, so my core is acting as a stabilizer. And what you're going to do is you're going to lean into the ball. Notice my hips aren't back here. I would say this is the most common mistake I see with this, is people roll out and they put their hips back. You want your hips to thrust forward, then you want to lean into the ball. Now from here, for some people, this is a chore in and of itself. You're falling off, so maybe you hang out here. Maybe you do what they call a stir the pot. You just go in different directions. For some people, this is enough. If you want to do the rollout and get a little bit more, we're just going to roll out. Notice my elbows stay straight and my core is very engaged. So this is your Swiss ball rollout, or options could be just hold kind of a plank, stir the pot. All right, this next exercise is called a knee tuck. So what you're going to do is as if you're holding a plank. And again, this might be enough for some people. And again, the tendency is, I want to fall off this thing. My feet want to kind of slide off. Get your hips up high, and then you would tuck in. So this knee tuck is going to get a lot of your hip flexors. You'll notice my hip flexes. So you get your hip flexors. And again, my core is the stabilizer. To make this more challenging, if you need to, most people don't need to, but let's just say you want to make it more challenging. Well, you do the single leg, or you could kind of do these at an angle. All right, in the next exercise, let's go more towards strengthening the back of the spine again, what I call the back strap muscles. So if you lay against it, and this is chest supported, so you're gonna do a chest supported, and then you can be kind of on your knees. In this case, I think you're a little bit more stable here. Now again, I've got to stabilize because I'm kind of trying to, I'm falling off this thing. When you bring your arms up overhead and then give it that little extra reach. So again, you're gonna wanna have a tendency, a lot of people are like, okay, there's my arms overhead. Reach. Reach again. Straighten, reach. And then some other options are do what they call the T. So you could be in here, the T and the Y. You look like a T, you look like a Y. And you could also go back and forth through this, kind of hold them up high, and then go overhead, Superman, airplane, I call it sometimes. Superman, airplane. And then, of course, this is getting your shoulder muscles and your back strap muscles as well. All right, and then the final exercise I'm going to show you in this video, you are going to do a hip thrust. Or when your back is supported on something here, you bring that hip up, the hip thrust, or a bridge, a hip thrust. And then from there, you take your hands here, keep this up. So this is where your butt muscles are acting as the stabilizers, you know, because the tendency is to want to be here. That's the easy way to do it. That's your path of least resistance. This here is my butt's engaged. Your back muscles are engaged. And then we're going to be here. And then what you can do is rotate. Some people will hold a weight in their hands. If you want to hold a weight, you could hold a weight. And you're just rolling on that ball. So you're doing these rotation. Get some of your oblique muscles while your back and your butt are really keeping your pelvis up as stabilizers. So there you go, there's 5 exercises to add a little bit more variety to your exercise routine. I hope this video helped you out. If it did, if you've got some benefit from these exercises, maybe you could do me a favor, help me out. Either give us the thumbs up on the video or even subscribe to our channel.